Greetings! Today, we're going to talk about the 3 types of twin flames, and I'm going to give you some resources that are already on this YouTube channel to determine which type of twin flame you are. And let me just cut to the chase. Let me just spoil the climax for you. You guys, there's only one type. Unfortunately, twin flames has become a fad. Well, real twin flames is not a fad. It's real, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by that. This is a real phenomenon, you guys. And using the scientific method is how I was able to figure out exactly what twin flames are. In fact, what I like to call twin flames are simultaneous incarnations, SI. And you can refer to your twin flame as your other self. So I'm going to try to stick to that throughout the rest of this video, because I want to demystify this for you. You guys, I've personally coached over 7,000 twin flame students to date. And I've got a lot of people all over my YouTube channel that are with their twin flame, married to their twin flame, having amazing spiritual breakthroughs, manifesting abundance, and living the life of their dreams. I'll share some of that with you later. But here's the thing, guys. The 3 types of twin flames, there's a real one, and then there's 2 other types of twin flames that you're going to see on the internet. And that's what's confusing you. If you really met your twin flame, you're probably pretty confused by the information that you're seeing online about this phenomenon. Again, SI, simultaneous incarnations. So what's the one thing that everybody, and I mean everybody, says about twin flames, SI? It's that it's one soul in 2 bodies. And as a matter of fact, that's the reason that the term twin flame was invented in the first place, to describe 2 people who meet, who are the same soul. And it's not very hard to understand how that might work. We already know about reincarnation, guys. Incarnating, right? SI, simultaneous incarnations. So that's been long established. And I'm even going to give you some resources about that. There's lots of proof for reincarnation, guys. And it's true that time ultimately is relative. Now, we experience time in the first person, linear time. We do. No doubt, in the first person, you experience linear time. But from these higher planes, you guys, Planes, higher planes, right? There is not time. There's only one moment. Past and future, they don't mean anything from these higher planes of existence, okay? And again, this is real physics, guys. Real science. Albert Einstein, he said, past and future are only illusions of our seemingly dense reality. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically it, guys. So one of these higher planes, we call it heaven, or the afterlife, which is really the before life, if you think about it, right? It's where you go, or I should say return to, when you do the thing that we call die. Your body goes away, your mind goes away. What's left? The soul. And the soul is consciousness. The mind is thought and emotion. Okay, now, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that at some point. Now, from the perspective of your higher self in heaven, the energy part of the universe, right? These higher planes of existence, and what people call heaven is way up there. It's one of the ultra high planes, right? One of the lower planes would be the Higgs field, for example, which they've confirmed does exist, right? So from this point of view, your higher self, all of these different incarnations that you have lived or will be living are happening simultaneously. And I know that's hard to wrap your head around because your mind is duality. The mind does think in terms of linear time because it's duality, right? But ultimate reality is not duality. It's beyond that. It's the monad. That's the soul, okay? So this is one of your past lives in the year 1770. Another one, birth year 1880. That's you and your other self, twin flame. This is a future life, right? And technically, these could be future lives, okay? You don't have to reincarnate in linear order. So in your next life, you could go back 100 years and be born back there in the year 1925. Serious. And that's kind of how I cracked the code on what exactly twin flames are. And it also explains why your twin flame runs from you. And it turns out the real reason that your twin flame runs from you is mechanics. It's not really because of some psychological reason, right? A lot of my students, most of them actually, their twin flame doesn't really give them any kind of an explanation. They just kind of start ghosting for no reason, right? So duality is how the mind works. It's how the whole universe works. In science, they call it relativity, right? You are polarized at the level of the mind with your other self, your twin flame. You may have heard people on the internet talking about the twin flame push-pull, right? That's what this is. The mind is duality. The mind is push-pull. The reason they run is mechanics, you guys. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. You push, they pull away. The harder you focus on your other self, the harder they focus on anything but you. They don't even have to give you a reason. And again, most of you watching, they don't. They just go. Now, that's what a twin flame really is. Simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. And technically, your other self, your twin flame, they're one of your past lives. Serious. And it's because of the twin flame push-pull that I was able to figure that out. Which, what else could it be? There's no time, guys. Is there reincarnation? Yeah. Is there time? No. You can hop all around in time, guys. And I even have a special presentation for you if you want to learn more about this after you're done with today's video. There's a couple of playlists on my YouTube channel. The first one is called What Are Twin Flame Science. Twin Flame Science, the first two videos, you'll be real clear about what this really is. Simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. It really is you. Your other self, your person, your twin flame. That's really you, guys. Which is kind of cool to think about. I mean, it could be very painful right now, right? The dark night of the soul, the running and chasing. And then again, the internet giving you all this confusing information about it. Another video on that playlist, Twin Flame Science, go check it out. Another video is called How the Soul Works, where I give you the obvious evidence for reincarnation. I don't think I need to convince any of you guys. There's another playlist on this YouTube channel that I compile all of my greatest hits, my twin flame coaching videos. I've been doing this for over 6 years. It's called The True Twin Flame Teachings. And there's one video in particular that I'd like to direct your attention to called Twin Flames, Separation Consciousness, Unity Consciousness, and Detaching. And I'm even going to link that video down below for you. I link that video in every single one of my twin flame videos because those are the true twin flame teachings. So the words separation, union, detaching, right? When you find out what those words really mean, you're going to have some breakthroughs, guys. So you landed on the right YouTube channel. So let's talk about the two not actually types of twin flames that you're going to see on the internet. So let's start with this meme. This meme is simply pointing out that a lot of people have mistakenly made spirituality into an identity. And I mean, I don't want to discuss really the merits of whether that's good or bad. I'm not here to judge anybody. Judgment and discernment are not the same. Discernment is where you are simply describing something and deciding whether or not it's going to serve you. Is this going to serve me or not? Eckhart Tolle talks about this all the time, guys. And I have all of my coaching students start with his book, actually, The Power of Now. Right? Eckhart Tolle is basically the modern day Buddha. Right? That's Eckhart Tolle. So The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, he describes it as a spiritual ego. Now, what is he talking about? So there's really two main types of meanings that people use for the word ego. Normally, when you see people using the word ego, what they're talking about is, oh, well, you're really arrogant, right? You're in your ego, right? And usually, by the way, when I see somebody doing that, it's gaslighting, but I digress. The other use of the word ego, which is more the correct meaning of the word ego, is the personality, the ego mind. It's an identity, right? And example, you walk up to anybody on the street and you go, "Hi, tell me about yourself. Who are you?" They're going to tell you a story. They're going to give you a history or a breakdown of who they are, right? I'm a mom, I'm a brother, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a bartender, I'm a truck driver, I'm a liberal, I'm a conservative, I've traveled to these places, I've done these things. This is who I am. These are my beliefs. These are my experiences. That's me, right? Like, who are you, right? But that's all concept. That's the mind. Remember, body, mind, soul. This isn't very hard to understand, guys. All you need to understand SI, twin flames, are some back to basics spiritualism. That's really all you need. Your twin flame is your soul, guys. You got to do soul stuff. Most of the people on the internet telling you what to do about your twin flame, they're telling you to do mental stuff. So they've made an identity out of spirituality. Spirituality originally is supposed to be the releasing of the identity form of ego mind, this mental and conceptual sense of self. But again, who are you beyond the mind? You're the soul. What is that? Consciousness. Consciousness is not thought. It's not emotion. It's not a concept. And it is impossible to understand consciousness. You can describe it, but I'm not going to dig too deeply. Just sign up for my paid coaching, I guess, if you want to do the deep dive on consciousness and how it's this unexplainable cosmic force. There's even physicists that describe it that way. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and put another interesting video down below for you from a physicist by the name of Lothar Schafer. I'm going to put two. There's one where he describes consciousness to the interviewer, and he describes it as an unexplainable cosmic phenomenon. And then the second is going to be a video with Lothar Schafer and Eckhart Tolle. And it's mostly Eckhart talking for about half the video, but then Lothar Schafer comes out and they talk about consciousness. And Lothar Schafer is a big deal in the science world, you guys. So this is really cutting edge physics. And again, even cutting-edge physics acknowledges the fact that you can't explain consciousness. But I got some good news for you. You can experience it. Watch this. There's thoughts and emotions going on, and you say, why am I thinking this? Why am I feeling this? Right? Right. Who's asking? How is it that there is awareness of thinking? Think about it. No pun intended, but think about it. How can there be awareness of thinking? What is awareness? You'll never understand it, but you experience it. Guys, that's your twin flame. That experience that I speak of. It's beyond mind. You don't think your way there. And this is another thing, the whole bit about healing. I'll put a video down below for you about why you don't need to do that. Guys, that's the mind. Healing is psychology, and there's nothing wrong with healing. That's just not going to help you here, guys. And again, how do I know that's true? Look at the evidence. I've got a whole playlist on this YouTube channel called Twin Flame Success Stories. Ruxar, Baya, SJ, Ivy, Chanel, Natasha, Gretel, Carly. I've also got other students, John, Tanaya, and a whole bunch of people all over my YouTube channel telling you, Kurt, you were right. I'm with my twin now. We're getting married. Go check it out. Go check out my Twin Flame Success Stories playlist, guys. I've helped over 7,000 twin flames. I guess I must be doing something right, and I'm here to tell you, healing is the mind. Healing is psychology, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't help you here, guys. No amount of rearranging mental patterns or thinking different thoughts or feeling different emotions is going to make you more of a soul. You don't think your way into consciousness. You just already are that. The problem is that you believe you are the mind. That's why all of you guys watching, you've tried all of these healing tricks. They're not working, are they? Right. They're making your twin flame run harder from you. The name of the first chapter of Eckhart Tolle's book is You Are Not Your Mind. Guys, doing those types of mental gymnastics, your starting point is, I am an identity. I am a mind. This is why most of the spiritual gurus that you see on YouTube these days, they're not really teaching you spiritualism. They just put the label spiritual on top of it. But it's not really spiritualism. It's some kind of fake psychology, but they just call it spiritual. It's not. And by the way, if you want to do psychology, do it for you, but go talk to a real psychologist. Most of the healing techniques that these spiritual gurus and the New Agers are giving you is really a bunch of self-gaslighting, self-invalidating garbage. And it's not even spiritualism. Again, spiritual is the release of identity, of form. And you just experience that. That's your soul. That's your other self, your twin flame. And so now it should be pretty easy for you to understand the three types of twin flames. So we've got actual twin flames, which shouldn't be any doubt about what that is. At this point in the video, what are the other two types? Well, first, you've got people who, it's just like ordinary soulmate relationship. You know, think like your grandma and grandpa or something. Just an ordinary soulmate, right? Or, I don't know, Jack and Rose from Titanic. Or that Notebook movie. Do you remember that movie, The Notebook? And you guys, people say, oh yeah, The Notebook is a twin flame movie. It is not a twin flame movie. It is a soulmate movie. If you look at what the term soulmate was invented for, tell me the difference between what those people are calling a soulmate and a twin flame. It's like, why even have the term soulmate or twin flame, or I'm sorry, why even have the term twin flame at all? If we already have this word called soulmate, right? If we already have soulmate, why do we need twin flame if they're the same fucking thing? And that's exactly what my masterclass is about. There's a link down below for you. Actually, you guys, you should go start with this. I put together a free masterclass for you. The link is down below. The #1 mistake people make on the twin flame journey. Go check that masterclass out. It's absolutely free. It's like an hour. I think it's like 45 minutes. Go check that out. You'll have so much clarity, you guys, breaking this down. And then, of course, the third type of twin flame, which is not twin flames, is like soulmates on steroids, where they look at your screen. If you're not already looking at your screen, they make it look like this weird, like new age, woo-woo, spiritual, wizardry, energy, spiritual. I'm spiritual, I'm ascending. I feel the energy wisping around me is spiritual. I'm gonna fly on the dragon's back to the wizard's castle, and I'm the key keeper, and I'm gonna put the key in the crystal ball at the wizard's castle, and the energy comes out of the crystal ball. The energy comes out. Oh my God, I'm spiritual now. Oh, spiritual energy. It's like this. Like, we're gonna fucking save the world on our twin flame mission. By the way, I just made a video about that last week. Go check it out. About how that's not a thing, the twin flame mission. You should, and also go watch my twin flame myths video. That should be your starting point, actually. Go to my twin flame, true twin flame teachings playlist. Go to that playlist and look for twin flame myths. That's the first thing you need to do, guys. You got to let go of all these silly twin flame myths. This is a real phenomenon, but it isn't going to do us any good to treat it like some fantasy thing. You got to treat it the real way, guys. And you can get your twin flame to stop running from you. Well, that's it, guys. I'll see you next time.